Okay, so today we're going to review for quizzes 6b and 6.6. 6b, evaluate each logarithmic expression without using a calculator. Okay, a logarithmic expression is basically in the form of log base b of y equals x. And that goes in the form of log base b of y equals x is equivalent to b to the x equals y. This is your exponential form. This is your logarithmic form. Okay, so this is going to be equal to something that when I put 2 to this exponent, I get 1 over 4. Okay, that's what's happening. You can also put 2 to the power of something is 1 over 4, and that can help you. From a non-fraction to a fraction, I know my answer is going to be negative. Okay, and it's getting bigger, so 2 times 2 to the power of what gives me 4? That would be 2. So 2 to the negative 2 will give me 1 over 2 squared, which is 1 over 4. All right, so 3 to the power of something equals 81. All right, so 3 cubed is 27, so I think that would be 4, right? So this is 4. 2 to the power of something is negative 32. You can't take the log of a negative. This is undefined. All right, now 25 to the power of something is equal to 5. Okay, so now we have a bigger number like 25 and we're going to 5. So that indicates possibly a root or a fractional exponent. So if I think about it in terms of root, I can see very clearly that the square root of 25 is 5. So my exponent needs to be what is equivalent to square rooting, which is 1/2. Log base 36 of 1 over 6. 36 to the power of something is equal to 1 over 6. Again, non-fraction to fraction, we'll have a negative exponent. And this time we're going from 36 to 6. Okay, that's a bigger number to a smaller number, which means we're going to have a fraction. So it's going to be negative, and it's going to be a fraction. Fortunately, it's just the square root, because that's pretty easy. So this should be negative 1/2. 36 to the negative 1/2 is 1 over 6. All right, 6 to the power of something is 1 over 216. I know that my answer is negative because I'm going from non-fraction to fraction. 6 squared is 36, so 6 cubed is 216. And that's a negative 3. All right, to expand logarithms, we use the properties of logarithms that we derived today from the properties of exponents. So a product can be changed to addition of log of each, or quotient can turn into subtraction of a log of each, and powers pop down into the front because log is the opposite of powers, your inverse operation. All right, so to expand this, I would like to first write the square root as a power. And I'm going to do this on the other side. All right, so I want to write everything as a power. So first, actually, I guess I'll go vertically. Log base 6 of z cubed times x to the 1/2. Now I'm taking the product of these two things, so I'm going to turn it into log base 6 of each one of these, but the sum. So log of z cubed times x to the 1/2. When you're multiplying, you can actually expand it to be log base 6 of the first piece plus log base 6 of the second piece. So log base 6 of z cubed plus log base 6 of x to the 1/2. All right, now we got to use the power property where we pop this power down. It's no longer an exponent, it's now regular sized number. It's the coefficient of your log. So 3 log base 6 of z is equal to 1/2. Oh, not equal, plus log, no, 1/2 log base 6 of x. You can write it as 1/2 or log base 6 of x over 2. Either way is correct. All right, they also want us to expand this one. First of all, I'm going to change each of these product into a sum. Again, don't forget that you need to take the log of each piece. So log of A plus log of B plus log of C to the power of 4. And then our last step is to pop that power down to the front. And your final answer is log base. Well, I guess the base is 10. This is the common log. So log of A, log of B, lob, plus 4 log C. All right, there's your final answer. Okay, now they want us to condense our logs. I think I might be able to fit this. So first I'm going to bring all the powers back up. So any coefficients are now powers. So that would be, goes here, and this goes here. So now I'm going to write this as log base 8 of z plus log base 8 of x to the power of 5 minus log base 8 of y to the 4th. In this next step, I'm going to change the plus to multiplication and the minus to division. So if you're adding, these two things will be in the numerator of your quotient, and then whatever comes after the minus will be in the denominator. All right, kind of running out of room here, so I'm going to change this to log base 8 of z times x to the 5th minus log base 8 of y to the 4th. If you want to do multiple steps in one, that's totally fine. My final answer is log base 8 of this on top of this, right? Minus means quotient. So z x to the 5th over y to the 4th. Just make sure it's very clear that you're taking the log of that entire thing, and that you only write log one time when you're condensing. This 2 right here, division by 2, is the same as multiplication by 1/2. So I'm going to bring this power up, and that step would be log base 8 of y plus log base 8 of z to the 5th plus log base 8 of x to the 1/2. Now the answer is going to have this written as a root, so we eventually do want to write it as a root. Plus and plus, everything is being multiplied, so we just have one big product. Log base 8 of the product of y times z to the 5 times x to the 1/2. X to the 1/2 is square root x. And because they want your answer written as in radical form, you do need to have this written as square root x.